In the busy city of Varanasi, there lived a humble blacksmith named Gopal. Despite his extraordinary skill at forging weapons, Gopal was neglected and ridiculed by the upper ranks of society, who considered him unworthy of their company due to his low caste status. Day in and day out, Gopal toiled away at his forge, crafting swords and shields for the warriors of the city. His creations were renowned for their strength and durability, yet the people who benefited from his craftsmanship would not admit his existence beyond the walls of his workshop. Denied entry to temples, weddings, and other celebrations, Gopal lived a life of isolation and loneliness, his heart heavy with the burden of discrimination and prejudice. Even the simple act of sharing a meal with his fellow townsfolk was denied to him, as those of higher caste and class would not eat or drink anything touched by his hands. But amidst the darkness of his existence, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of a wandering sage who crossed paths with Gopal one fateful day. The sage, impressed by Gopal's skill and resilience, offered him a sacred manuscript containing the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Grateful for the sage's kindness, Gopal accepted the gift with deep respect and began to immerse himself in its teachings. Through the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, Gopal learned that true worth and dignity come not from one's caste or social status, but from the purity of one's heart and the nobility of one's actions. Empowered by this newfound understanding, Gopal approached his work with renewed purpose and dedication. He poured his heart and soul into every blade he forged, infusing each weapon with love and compassion, despite the hatred and discrimination he faced from those around him. And as word of Gopal's skill and integrity spread throughout the city, the people began to see him in a new light. They wondered the strength and beauty of his creations, recognizing the artistry and devotion that went into each piece. But Gopal's greatest victory was not in the forge, but in the hearts and minds of those who had once rejected him. Inspired by his example, they began to question their own prejudices and biases, realizing that true greatness knows no bounds of caste or class.